Lecture series on theory of computation. In today's lecture, we will be discussing about pumping lemma for context-free languages. So, what is meant by pumping lemma? The pumping lemma is usually called as a theorem to prove that the language is not called as context-free. In short, that an exercise in an exercise, a language will be given or a specific language pattern will be given, and we are supposed to prove that the corresponding language which is mentioned is not context-free. So we are going to adopt a set of procedures to prove that the corresponding language is not context-free. In short, that we will have a pattern of the language. In the pattern, we are going to apply a pumping length called as P. And this pumping length actually determines the extension of the language. For example, if I say a to the power of n and b to the power of n, and if I substitute n is equal to 2, then that n is considered as pumping length here. So what happens is, in this case, as a whole, the string is called as W. So when you substitute the pumping length, you generate a string, and that string actually is called as W. Definitely that string actually belongs to a language, which is called as L here. Okay, so L is actually representing a language. So what pumping lemma says here is the length of W. The length of W, that is the length of the string, is always greater than or equal to the pumping length. For example, for the specific language pattern a to the power of n and b to the power of n, if I substitute n equal to 2, you have 2 a's and 2 b's. Together, the length of the language is actually 4. Okay, AABB is actually length is 4. And the pumping length here is, we call it as 2. Okay, so length 4 is actually greater than or equal to 2. So that's why we say that length of W, the length of the string, is always greater than the pumping length. The next is the language, we call it as context free. To prove that the language is context free, we should actually follow 3 rules. First, what we have to do is we have to split up the language or the string to 5 different components. So say for example the string W. String W is actually splitted into V, U, V, X, Y and Z. So 5 components it will be splitted. And the condition number 1 is for any value of I which is greater than or equal to 0. And we are going to vary this components, only 2 components inside the 5 components which we have splitted the string. That is the V component and I component we are going to vary. So if we are actually keeping on pumping the length on V and Y, actually it belongs to a language. This is condition number 1. And next is the length of the individual 2 components V and Y should be always greater than 0. That means it is no way it should be equivalent to epsilon here. So empty length is not permitted here, V, Y. Now the third one is all the 3 components, that is we're starting from V to Y, in between you have X. Now the length of V, X, Y should be less than or equal to pumping length. So these are the 3 conditions. If any one condition fails, then we cannot say that the language is context free. So we will step into the problem now. So the problem here is, I have given a problem here that we have a language pattern called as L equal to a to the power of n, b to the power of 2n, and we are supposed to prove that this language is not context free. So what we have to do is, first we will decide the pumping length. So I will decide the pumping length. Say for example I substitute pumping length. The pumping length is called as n, and I substitute n equal to 2 here. Okay, so what happens is, if I substitute this n equal to 2, now the language which can be generated is a to the power of 2 and b to the power of 2 into 2, that is 2n, and you can say that a, b, 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 b. Okay, that means altogether we have 6 symbols in a string A, B, B. Now this is equivalent to W here. This is equivalent to W. So what we have to do here is, I have to split up this string A, B, B to 5 different components. You know that what are the 5 different components? U, V, X, Y and Z. Now you can just split up into any pattern here. For example, I just split it up. So W should be splitted as U, V, X, Y and Z. Okay. Now what should I do is I will just take A as U. U is equal to A. And again the next A we take it as V equal to A here. Okay. So the next I take it as X is equal to B. And Y is again B here. And Z I take the last two B's. Okay. So what the condition number 1 says? The condition number 1 says for any value. So we will just prove that from condition number 3. We will take it up the length of V and Y. What is the length of V? Length of V is 1 and length of Y is again 1. Okay. So when you take up the condition number, say for example I take up the condition number 1 here, the length of V and the length of Y should be greater than 0. Okay. So you know what is the length of V? Length of V is actually have A here. V is actually equivalent to A. And what is Y? Y is equal to B. So A, B together. Okay. It is always greater than 0 because the length is actually AB is equal to 2 here. Okay. So so no issues as far as condition number 2 is concerned. And I will just go to condition number 2 now. Okay. Condition number 1 is concerned. Now I will go to condition number 2. So condition number 2 is we just go and check in the original platform that V, X and Y. Okay. So that should be definitely greater than or equal to less than or equal to the pumping length. Okay. Now we will just go to this one. What is the length? V is V, X and Y. Length of V, X, Y should be less than or equal to N. Yes, obviously. So we will just ensure that what is length of V? Length of V is actually A. Length of X is B here, B and Y. Y is equal to B here. So is less than or equal to N. You know that N is equal to 2 here. Okay, but then the length is actually 3. Okay, so 3 is actually less than or equal to 2. So condition fails definitely based on one condition. Even if one condition is not getting satisfied, definitely it is not context free. Okay, so here itself we can prove that this is not context free. Now we will just go for condition number 1, that is in this case actually condition number 3. So I have to keep on varying this one. So for any value of I greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so I should prove that U, V to the power of I, X, Y to the power of I and Z. Okay, should belong to the language. Now you know that what is U? U is actually A here. Now I substitute I equal to 2. Okay. So I substitute I equal to 2. U. V is actually again A. So I substitute I square. Now X is equal to B and Y is again B. So B again I substitute 2 here. And last Z is equal to BB here. Okay. Now it belongs to the language called as L. Now I substitute here that A and this A is 2 times, so AA, B, and this B is 2 times, so I write BB. So now you can see here, but what is the language pattern? The language pattern is number of A's, the number of B should be 2 times the number of A's. But here you can see here number of A is actually 3 times. But number of B should be 6 here. If that is the case, then definitely we can say that this is context free. But in this case, what happens is you have only 5 B's instead of 6 B's. Okay. So it is not actually the times of 2 times of number of A's. So we can say that this does not belong to the language. Hence, it is not context free. So we can say that it is not called as context free. So that's about the context free language. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day. Thank you and Jai Hind. All the best.